Sorry, I suck at technology, guys. Hi, Mary. All right, let's see if I can do this here. Tweet this tweet. Retweet this one. Yo. All right, let's see how many viewers we get here. What's happening, crypto crazy? We are live, Edwin. So we'll see. Get a couple of people in here before we start going too much. What's happening, Sean Coinery? Way too many, dude. Way too many fucking Discords. Casper, what's happening, bro? Excuse me. It's always posted, every time. All right, we got about 50 people here watching. So should be good enough to get going here. So what's happening, everybody? Welcome to a market breakdown with your boy Trader Mayne. It's good to be talking to y'all again. I know it's been about a month since my last live stream, so I apologize for the delay. I've been busy grinding, working, trading, posting shit on Twitter. I apologize for my voice in advance. I've got quite a nasty flu right now, so I'm super congested and I got a cough and it's fucked. I'm so sick, I'm barely smoking weed. Like, I'm still smoking, but like not as much as I normally do. So that tells you how sick I am. Because even just trying to smoke right now, it's just like raw and I can't breathe through my name and shit. And my nose, excuse me. So anyways, been about a month since we last talked. Purpose of this live stream, just give you a little update on the markets. And then what I'll do from there is I thought it'd be cool just to start with a blank chart and then just show you guys, kind of the levels I'm watching and why, and show you, me marking up the chart for you live. I feel like there might be some value in that. And then we can talk about someone. What's up? Thanks for all the well wishes there, guys. And then we'll talk about whatever. I'll chart up whatever coins you guys want, and we'll bang this thing out. So, anyways, let's get to it. So, last time we talked. Well, fuck. Let's start first with marking up the chart. Okay, so got a nice clean chart here for you. Nothing marked. So what are the levels I'm watching? Okay, so we have this bullish order block, right? The down candle before the up move, which obviously took us to all-time high. This is the bullish order block that price is now trading in. You could also call this a demand zone, call it a fucking pivot, a zone, a fucking block, a fucking donkey. I don't care. This is an area where buyers have stepped into the market every time we've come down to it, okay? And the idea is that when this down candle occurred, okay, the smart money was buying in this down candle. So there is an idea here that if we come back to this level, this is a level that should be defended, because until these orders are all sold off, essentially, there's reason to defend this level, because if you bought here and price gets below there, the position is now underwater, right? So that's kind of the logic behind the demand. This is an area where there's buyers, okay? Historically, been proven that there's buyers here, multiple bounces, so this is an area we want to be aware of, right? So I'm going to mark up the chart from raw for you guys, and you guys are going to see me struggle with TradingView. Let's do it. So for this one, I'm going to mark, okay, the open and the close of this down candle before the up move. And what do we see here happening, right? Every time we've come into this demand zone, we've had a reaction. But what are you noticing here? What I notice is every time we come into this demand zone, the reaction's been weaker and weaker and weaker. Every time the order block gets hit, the bounce is less significant. So first of all, let's mark up the EQ. So the EQ is 66.12, okay? See if I can just do this. Will that do it? Perfect. So the EQ, the 50% of this weekly block, is 66.12, okay? So why is that significant? Well, look, the first time we came down into this order block, we were in it for 1 week. We wicked down into it, okay? We hit basically the bottom of the block. So what is the low here? The low is 5855. What is the close of this candle? 5846. Just having this order block mark, you are $10 off of catching the bottom of this fucking thing, or $40. I don't, 40, is it 40? 40, $10, $9, motherfucker. Excuse me, Jesus. So just marking this, am I missing anything? Is this all good? I highly doubt that this will be better than Khabib versus McGregor, but maybe. Maztec, I use a Fibonacci. My TradingView game, guys, is stepping up. If you go back and watch my very first live stream and compare it to now, okay, my shit is stepping up, for real. I used to be ass at TradingView, and now I'm getting slightly better. So I actually have 2 templates for my fib, one of which is called the EQ, and one is the regular fib. So regular fib has all my numbers, okay? And then my other one has just the 50% mark. Boom. That's how I did it. Stepping the game up. So first time we came into the order block, we were in there for a week. Look, we completely turned this into whatever fucking spinning top, hanging man, I don't know what the fuck candlestick this is, but the bottom line is buyers came in strong here, right? We didn't even close the week within the order block, okay? We came down into it, retraced away right away, okay? Boom. We had basically 100% move, you know, from the low of this week to the preceding bounce. What happened next time we came into the order block? Came into it, we had 3 weeks of price inside this order block, but notice that price respected the 50% of the order block very precisely, right? Boom, respected it, and then look at this. What is the low on this candle? 6,600, the order block being 66.12, basically pinged it, right? We're on a weekly chart, right? So having $10, $20 difference is not the end of the world. So on this chart, that kind of a difference would be considered immaterial. So anyways, respect the 50% here, right? We never closed below the 50%. And then we bounced out. But this time our bounce was, you know, 40 or 50%, right? 50%, let's say. Okay, so 100% bounce, closed outside of the thing. We had 3 weeks close, or sorry, 2 weeks close within the block. The third week we broke out. The entire time we respected the 50%. And we had a 50% move out. Now what happened this last time? Back into it, right? Look at the low on this candle, 66.10. What is this? 66.12. Pretty damn close, right? The low of this week. And then what did we happen at here? Next week, we closed below the 50% line. That's bearish, okay? Following week, we closed below it again. Closed below it again. We closed above it, closed below it, and then we obviously broke out. But look how weak this breakout was relatively, right? So yeah, maybe it's 45%. This was 50-something, 55. But to me, we closed below the 50%. That's a sign of weakness. And then we barely made it out, right? We came out of the order block, and the next week we were right back in it. And now we had, again, multiple weeks, 1, 2 weeks, closing below the 50%. We had a small move up, didn't even break out of the top of the order block. So the high of this order block, the open, 7378. What's the high here? 7350, right? $25 there, $28 difference, right? Pretty damn close. So to me, I forget who showed me this analogy first, but think of price in this kind of instance like a bouncy ball, right? You drop the ball, the first bounce, right? Next bounce, smaller, 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 right? That's kind of what we're seeing here. Weaker and weaker, and this is the floor, right? Weaker and weaker, weaker reactions each time. So to me, that's not a great sign. So for all the bullish arguments like, oh, we have a higher low and stuff, I always like to zoom out to the weekly and reaffirm, not necessarily reaffirm my bias, but to remind myself that we are very much in a macro downtrend here. Yes, we have a higher low here on the weekly, but at the end of the day, we're in this order block that's been tested multiple times, and now we're failing to even get out of the order block, let alone close above the equilibrium, right? So for any real bullishness to occur, we need a high time frame close above the weekly order block equilibrium at the very least. Okay, that would be kind of a first sign of, okay, potential bullishness. Because yeah, we closed above it here and here, but then the following week, in 1 week, we wiped out all of this 3 weeks of up. So sure, we closed above it here, but now we're below it last week. And this happened to be what? This week was also a quarterly close, right? So the close was 6598. So the quarter, the monthly, and the weekly all closed below the EQ of this order block. To me, not the most bullish thing in the world. I'm not saying that we're going to 3K from here. I'm not saying that we can't bounce from here. I'm just saying when you see all of this bullishness on your timeline, you always can zoom out and reaffirm your bias, okay? That we're in a macro downtrend, and to me, this demand zone eventually is drying up. Maybe we do bounce from here. Maybe this is the bottom and this is accumulation. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. What matters is playing the price action that's in front of you, all right? So, excuse me. So anyways, you supply-demand traders, whatever you fucking are. Does resistance get stronger the more times we test it or weaker, right? Does support get stronger or weaker the more times it's tested? Right? So it might seem counterintuitive, like, oh, this is really strong support. Look how many times we've tested the yearly lows and held it. But to me, what do I see forming here? Right? Every time we come down here, people are getting long and putting their stops below the yearly lows. Every time we get down here. So wouldn't that be just a huge amount of liquidity that could get absorbed if we fucking dump through it? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But I always zoom out and reaffirm my bias on the weekly chart, okay? So the only other level I need from this weekly here, I'm going to delete this because when we zoom in, I don't want that gray background. But just remember that this is the EQ of the weekly OB, okay? Is everyone following along still? When swearing jar? Never, bro. Watch list tab, sure. I'll get back to this in a sec. Sure, I can minimize this. There we go. Okay, so the other level I want to be aware of is what? So when you're marking levels, I see all these people and they got 10,000, they got this level here, and then they got another level fucking here, you know, and then they've got so many, there's a faster way to do this. They've got so many fucking levels on their chart, right? You open up their chart and you see this, you see all of these levels, and you say, oh, look at all these fucking levels I got here, right? Oh, there's another level here, and look how price perfectly bounced on my level here. You know, and you got all these levels, and then they throw a fucking fib on it. And then it's like, how the fuck are you supposed to read anything with all these fucking levels on your chart, right? And like, they're like, oh, look how price perfectly touched my level here. It's not relevant to the current price action. The only thing you need to concern yourself is with levels that price is close to right now. If price is not close to the level right now, or at least approachable, like it's like, you know, what is the point of having the price at 11K marked up on your chart right now? There's no reason. Unless you're doing it in a way that you say, okay, well, I'm just marking this level because I'm looking at the weekly. And you can make levels only visible on a certain time frame. But these people who have 10 billion levels on their chart and then are like posting like sniper gang when they fucking have a level get hit, it's like, bro, you got a level every $10. Of course you're fucking getting fucking hits on your shit because you have a level every 10 fucking dollars. So for me, I only mark levels that we are close to that I think are relevant to the current price action. And what I mean by relevant is, are we close to it now, or do I think we could get there soon? Okay, simple as that. So another level I want to mark is this weekly bearish order block. Up candle before the down move, took out these swing lows, right? Shift in market structure. So I'm going to mark, maybe I'll do this. I'm going to mark this level here. You can already see why that level was relevant. It got blown through here, but right, look at how it reacted here. And I'll show you why I think this level is relevant a little later. But these are the only levels I want from the weekly right now. So I'm just going to make this thing a little bit less fat. Okay, and we'll say the open of weekly OB. God, I apologize for this cough. It's nasty. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the daily. And I'll show you the levels I'm watching here. So we have this one and we have this one. Okay, now as much as this order block got blown through here, look at how it retested support resistance flip before we made this top here. Okay, and what you'll see here, and first of all, what else do I want to mark here? So we have our historical resistance, 6,800, right? To me, that's this level right here. Whatever you want to call it, historical, fucking bullshit. Just another level, okay? This level is key for me. And I've posted a trade off of this level that played out perfectly on Twitter. And I'll show you exactly how I made that determination. So I did the exact same shit I did on the weekly there. Highlight this and this. We're going to change it to my little EQ fib, which I now want to have eliminate this and this. I just want the 50%. So the 50% level, come on, you son of a bitch. There we go. Told you guys I'm improving with TradingView. Psych. Still suck. Okay. So now we have the 50% of this level here. And basically my bias about this pivot, this is a pivot to me because the market is pivoted around this level several times, right? It's acted as resistance. It's also acted as support here. Resistance, resistance, perfect retest of support. Resistance, resistance, right? So this is very much a key area that I'm watching. And for me, the logic is very simple. For us to break a level, for me, in my mind, And maybe this is how it works. Maybe this is just what works for me. But I have a high expectancy of trades when I base it around this concept is that you have a 50% of a level, and until that 50% is closed through on the daily time frame or the high time frame, the level is still intact. And what I mean by that is this, right? We never close. This is a daily block. It's a daily bearish order block. Up candle before the down move that broke market structure, right? So when we come back into that level, unless we close above the 50%, 6818, the level will hold. And look what happened here, right? And I'll illustrate this better on the hourly. So if we go back to where the level originates from, oh, we didn't even get any hourly closes. That's a bummer. So maybe here. No, we didn't even. 15-minute, maybe. I might be stretching it, though. Let me go back that far. I mean, you didn't even get it here, but the point I'm trying to make is on the lower time frame, I know where I'll show you this. On the lower time frame, we might peak through this level, okay? We had multiple times where price was over this level, over the 50%, but we never closed above it, and so we dumped off every time, and it formed a top. What happens when the daily closed through it? Obviously, boom, you missed out on this entire part of this move, but could you not have bought the next retrace onto a clear level, right? Because to me, the closing through this on the daily meant we were going higher. So even though we closed through it way up here, I can now start looking for long setups, and who would not take a long between, let's say you got long even like super shitty, like on the breakout here. This is still a great trade. This is still $1,000 move. You didn't catch the entire thing. You didn't catch the entire fucking move. But what you'll learn as a trader is that you don't need to catch the entire move. I don't give a fuck if I miss the first $300 of a move, because if it's going to be a $2,500 move and I get the last 2,000 and I miss the first 500, if I'm getting that last 2,000 with the confidence that the move is legit, I feel way better about myself anyways, right? I mean, I've got confirmation now. So maybe you didn't catch this part of the move here, right? But no one knew if this was going to act as a top again or if it was going to break out. No one knew. And if anyone says they did, they're lying to you. Everyone who's like, I knew it was going to break out this time. No, you didn't. It could have completely rejected another time and then broken out. You don't know. But for me, the confirmation occurred when we closed to the 50%. So then on the lower time frames, well, now I'm bullish. We closed through the 50% here. What am I going to look for? Well, I see a low, a high, and I see a higher low forming. Right? Here's a retest. We have that weekly order block here. Right? We could play it as a support resistance flip. Right? You have confirmation. Now I have a bullish bias here for higher prices. Because to me, I'm trading on I'm trading on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and the daily and the weekly are my high time frame. So to me, the daily is now bullish. It closed through the 50% of this level. So I'm going to look on at buying a retrace. It's as simple as that. You can mark out this order block here, right? You could say there's your retrace into the order block. You could just buy this being a support resistance flip. You could also have bought the breakout. You could have just waited. You could say, okay, well, until it breaks out of here, what other techniques can we use for entries? We could use a range, right? Right. So we have a range form here: range high, range low. Closing above the 50% of the range would be a good thing, right? So we're ranging, we're below, boom, look at this perfect retest of the 50% of the range before taking off. You could have entered, there's tons of ways you could have entered now that you have a bullish bias. You could say, I'm going to enter at the 50% of the range, I'm going to target old highs, and my stop will be at the bottom of the range. There's tons of ways you could do it, but now you have a reason for a bullish bias, because on the daily, you had an invalidation level, and you basically said, if we close above the 50% of here, I'm going to get bullish, okay? And then you would have had an opportunity to play this last leg. So I posted the same thing here. And this is when we did the last video. I think around August 27th. I said if we close the day, I've been talking about this 6818 level for over a month now. If you go back on my timeline, you go in my Discord, anywhere that I post shit in other Discords, you can see I'm in about 50 of them. I've talked about this level being the factor for me. And when we close through 6818 on the daily here, did we not get a perfect retest that you could have played for the next leg up? Sure, you didn't catch this part of the move, but if you bought it just even at the 50%, this is a pretty nice $600 move. I'm not saying you caught the exact top, but you know what I mean? And so that's why the 50% of the range matters to me, or of a level. And I posted this short on Twitter in advance. I said, we're coming up to this 6818 level again. If we do not close above 50%, I'm going to look for a short. We closed below it. This time we rejected again, and I posted a short on this day. And I think I got short at, I want to say 6,700, and I posted on Twitter, and you had a nice little dump off, $500 trade. And then look here, we didn't even get to the 50%, and we've turned down from this zone. So for the bears, I mean, I'm gonna get ahead of myself here. I'm just gonna continue on this vein of thought. So hopefully that makes sense. Why 50% levels are matter. Now here's some more fucking sauce for you. So what do we have here that formed this top? So remember, this is a weekly order block. Okay. This is considered a support and resistance level. A high time frame order block. This is support and resistance level, and order blocks only matter near high time frame. Or only matter near key support and resistance levels. So what do we have form here on this chart? What is this? The down candle before an up move that took out stops here and here, okay, and then gets nuked on the way back through. What is that? Does anyone know? Anyone know what that thing is that I just showed you? Yeah, you fucking bet. It's a breaker, right? So we have a breaker block here, and it conveniently, or not conveniently, depends on how you look at it, formed exactly where this weekly order block is, okay? And when I mean exactly, like we go to the weekly, where is this red line defined from? What is the open of this candle? 7336.5. 7336.5, okay? What is the close of this candle? 7333. $3 off. Okay? You have a breaker form here. And how do you play the breaker? Well, the idea of the breaker is that it will break market structure in one direction. So if this is a bearish breaker, because it makes a bullish breakout and then a bearish reaction, right? And a bullish breaker would be the opposite. I'm going to attempt to draw one here, and I will not be surprised if this does not work. A bullish breaker would be when we have, you know what? I'm so smart. I'll just show you what a bullish breaker is. This is a bullish breaker. Okay. Down candle, or an up candle, sorry, before a down move that takes out these stops. Price comes back through it, perfect retest for the move up. Okay? How do you trade the breaker? Like this. You enter on the breaker, and you put your stop below. Or you can put your stop near the nearest swing. Generally, what I would have done is zoomed in. Not generally what I would have done. I did this because I did this on this trade. You could also put your stop here, right? And you're targeting initially these highs. And then you look left for more targets. Then you target these highs, right? And then you target these highs. Then you target these highs. And look where price happened to top out. Right after taking out these highs, topped out. So that is a bullish breaker, okay? What I just drew now at 8,300 here, bearish breaker. Now the same logic I just used to show you guys this 50% thing, I'm going to apply here. So what is 50% here? 7399.8. So everyone goes, how could you have told that this was, because what was going on Twitter here? Everyone and their mom was long and bullish as fuck, right? What happened on Twitter here? Everyone and their mom was long and bullish as fuck. Alt season, motherfucking alt season up here. I called this one on Twitter for you guys back in April. If you remember, go back in my timeline. I said this is a fake bull flag teasing 10K and we're gonna dump. And I posted a short at 9,700. This was before I had a ton of followers, but you can go back and find it. Same shit I posted here. I say this shit all the time. People are like, oh, who's your counter trade list? It's not for me to tell you who I look at to counter trade because it's not like one account or anything like that. It's more a collective, not just group of people, but sentiment. When you follow enough of accounts, you're gonna see the sentiment that is in the majority, and it's just language too, right? Everyone was bullish, right? People saying, hey, this feels like September. We're rockets shipping. Next stop, 12K up here, right? Next stop, 10K, then 12K. Exact same sentiment here. How crazy is it that 1 month can go by and the exact same shit happened and people forget? You know what I'm saying? Like people forgot that, oh, maybe this is just very strong resistance, right? Maybe this was just a deviation outside of a range. Right? Like maybe we're in this fucking trading range here that we've been in for what seems like forever. Maybe this is just a deviation. Right? Or maybe make this the low. Maybe this is just a deviation right back into the range, right? So you have to have that high time frame context because if you're zoomed in on the 1 hour chart, and you're looking at this, this is bullish as hell. Like imagine there's no resistance drawn up here, right? Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Like this is fucking looks bullish to most people. But if you zoom out, boom, all of a sudden you have context saying, well, wait a minute. Yeah, it's looking bullish here, but we are also coming into this high time frame area where I'm not guaranteeing you that price turns around here. But there is a chance that this might be a breaker, and there is a chance that this order block gets respected. So how can I make my highest probability decision based on this information? Well, for me, simple, 50% of the zone, right? And I know I'm gonna go on Twitter and I'm going to see everyone marking 50% of their zones now. Every single one of you is going to be fucking marking 50% of the zone. Everyone's going to be doing it. I'm not saying I invented it. Go at it. It's a great tool. But I'm just saying this is how I use it, okay? And so if you're going to use it this way. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. But anyways, what happened here? Daily breaker. We're touching it. Boom, we spiked over it. Could not close above 50%. Could not close above 50%. To me, time to start looking for shorts. Okay? Jesus, fuck, I'm sorry. Notice if you're zoomed in on the hourly, not even, fucking, where the fuck am I going to get an example to show you this? Okay, I know where. So, look at even on the 15-minute chart here. Look at how they respect the level, right? So to me, we could not close above it. Now's when you start looking for shorts, okay? Zoom the fuck out. Here's where I'll be able to show it. So on the 3-day chart here, we had the exact same thing happen, right? We have a bullish breaker on the 3-day chart. We also have this 3-day order block here. Right? This is the key of zooming out. This is why it's good sometimes to do fresh levels on your chart, right? And to delete all your levels, start over again, because it will help you zoom out and just kind of uncloud your mind of anything that may be stuck in there. Because one of the problems with Bitcoin is we're always trading around the same levels. It's very easy to forget stuff because you're looking at the same chart for so long. That's why I suggested to so many people over this last month, I posted a bunch of 4X charts of me just trading Forex. Couple bangers in there. If anyone shorted dollar CAD, you're welcome. Or long gold, you're welcome. Or Euro USD, you're welcome. Part of the reason was though is just to help you study price action on a chart that you haven't looked at for multiple hours a day every fucking day, because it'll drive you nuts. And it's sometimes you need a fresh chart to practice this shit, and then you can come back in Bitcoin and mark up your chart fresh and fucking crush it. So what do we have here? 3-day order block, right? On this run to what was on Twitter here. Everyone thought we were going to 10K. Every single person thought we were going to 10K here. Hold on a second. Jesus fuck. Right? Everyone bullish as fuck here. Bullish as fuck. And then what we do? 50% of our 3-day block. Because if you're zoomed in, even on the 4-hour, right? So look what happened on the 4-hour. The 4-hour, oh shit, we closed through the 50%. We closed through the 50%, right? So on the 4-hour, you might be like, look, we're breaking this level. But this is a 3-day level. So to me, until we had a 3-day close through the level, it was not broken. And what happened? That 4-hour close that was above the zone, does this not look way different on the 3-day? On the 4-hour, we closed above the zone, above the 50%, and we even spiked above the zone on the 4-hour. But on the 3-day, this looks like, holy shit, we got up there and price was rejected extremely hard. And then the next 3-day candle, we didn't even approach 50%. So what am I doing? I'm looking for shorts in this 6-day span here. This is a sell signal. This is further confirmation of that sell signal. If this next candle here would have closed through 50%, then we're bullish, but it didn't. And then it failed to do so again. And then on this opportunity, you had multiple chances to sell, right? So that one large wicked candle, that's on the 4-hour, that looked bullish if you zoomed in. But to me, we topped out, we're closing below the 50%. So what am I doing? You could either sell this, right? This low breaks, we're going down. You could have sold that, okay? You could have drawn like a bearish order block here, okay, and sold a retest into it. You could have waited, and waited for further confirmation. You could have waited for this support resistance to flip. There was tons of opportunities to sell this thing, but not a lot of people did, right? So you could have done a range sell, right? This is just a deviation to the downside. We're closing below the 50% of the range, right? You can put a sell at the 50%, your stop up there. There's a 2-to-1 in there for sure. Stop at the top. And where are you targeting? First, you're targeting here, right? And then you're targeting these lows, right? And then where are you targeting? You're targeting these lows. Then you're targeting these lows. And look at them all of that played out. That would have been a great trade. And that's a super conservative entry. You could have had a super conservative entry. You could have sold the breakdown of this level. And that's extreme confirmation. Like when this level broke down, everyone knew it was going down. You could have just sold it. But it was obvious to us that the level was holding when the candles could not close through the 50%, okay? And that's the exact same scenario I used to determine the 7,300 top. And guess what happened when we got up here? What was and I post this shit on Twitter in hopes that you guys will try and apply it, is like, what is everyone on Twitter saying here? Look for those same accounts here. Look for those same accounts like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when we were coming towards 6,800 the first time. Exact same fucking people. We're boom, bullish as fuck. Alt season is here. And then we dumped off. And then we were saying, oh, 3,000 again. Bitcoin going to 3K. Like, y'all fucking stupid. I don't mean you specifically, but crypto Twitter in general is fucking retarded how hyper emotional everyone is. And it almost makes trading based on purely sentiment profitable because you can just go online and be like, oh my God, everyone is so bullish, it's due for a dump. And so part of me, as much as I think we're kind of looking bullish right now, the fact that everyone is so bullish and is long apparently, and long XRP and all of these alts are about to take off, makes me want to short the market. That's just me. But like, go back in your timeline, and this is stuff you can study. Study what was happening online here. Study what was happening online here, assuming people didn't delete their tweets. Many have, I'm sure, and realize that in reality, we're just in this range here. And this is just a deviation of the range. This is just a deviation, and in reality, we're just ranging. And how many charts have you seen for a new bull run starting and 3K between June and October? Like 4 months, right? June, July, August, September. It's the start of the 5th month between here and here. We've just been ranging for 5 months, right? So this is stuff you can study, and you should study. And there's some sauce for you. This is how I use levels. This is how I determine when a level is going to break. So that's kind of my thoughts on this level here. So right now we have formed. Go fuck yourself. A bullish order block here. And I posted this long for you guys, okay, on Twitter. And I said the exact same shit I'm saying on the bearish side applies on the bullish side, right? So I said, basically, 50% of the order block, look what happens. Price runs away. This confirms the order block. Boom. Well, you could just buy the retest. You could have just bought this and had a nice little trade because your risk is down here, right? It's the nice thing about trading these order blocks, or that I like about it, is the risk is pretty obvious. You could have just bought the 50%, you target the top, and your stop is here. That as a trade you take on the daily. But the problem is, oh my God, what did I do? Okay, thank God. I would have just cried if I just deleted all that shit. Problem is people will draw this order block, but then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days until it comes back into it. What are people doing in these 8 days? What do you think's happening on the way up here? Everyone online is bullish, right? Everyone is bullish, admit it. Okay? And they can't wait. They had this order block drawn. I see lots of people who draw the right analysis and still seem to fuck it up. And that's because of shit like this. You're spending too much time on Twitter. You see the bullish order block form, and what? You are not patient enough to wait for the retest. So what do? Well, everyone's bullish. Someone told me online to get long because it's like we're going to 7,300 now. So you longed it up here. And then boom, you got crushed, and now you're like, oh, now we're going to 3K. And then if you would have just waited, boom, we're right back at 6,800 like a day later. So people are impatient. People are like, oh, there's no volatility in Bitcoin. Sure, relative to Bitcoin, there's no volatility. But I'm telling you, if you had 3 months in FX and you had a fucking 30% change in price from the low of the range to the high, you would be fucking hyped. Problem is people are impatient and you learn to trade in this. And so when it comes to ranging markets, your psychology and your mentality is just blasted. You don't know what to do. So my issue right now is there is so much bullishness online. Everyone seems to be long. Everyone seems to just have gotten the primo entry. It's like, bro, I've been long since 6,300, dude. I've been long since 6,300. I'm long from 5,800 still. Everyone seems to be long right now, and in reality, we've not done shit yet. So for me, it's simple. If we get a high time frame, a daily close through 6818, we're going to go higher. Okay? Simple as that. If we do not get a daily close through 6818, we're going to go lower. Right now, I'm not surprised we're ranging here. This is why I said on my post on Friday, I expect us just to range here through the weekend, and we did. We had all of these key closes. The thing I took away is all of those key closes closed below the equilibrium of 6612, the weekly order block. So to me, what I'm watching for is a dump, or what I'm watching for is, because technically, what do we have here, right? We have a low to a high. What is the logic for a long buy here? Well, if this is a bullish order block and we're starting an uptrend, this low needs to hold, and we need to form a higher low. And that's what we do. But now we have not formed a higher high, not yet. For this to be an uptrend and us to continue up, we have to get a higher high here. I'm not saying it can't go sideways and then up. It can. We can go sideways and then up. But the bottom line is we need to take out this high, which is conveniently at 6818.8. And if we get a daily close through there, sure, then I think we're going higher. This looks potentially bullish. I mean, it looks slightly shittier now that we've kind of rounded off here. Hopefully, we just kind of take off. Hopefully, we just have another green candle. I'm saying hopefully for bulls. I'm not saying that's what I want to happen necessarily. But you need to break this level, bottom line, for it to continue to go up. And then on the downside, this is the key level. If we get a break and close below 6,370, we're going down. Now, an aggressive short is here. You know, the ideal short is up here. But if you want confirmation and you're shook and you don't know when to enter, you just wait, right? You know, we can maybe meander around. You're not just we might go like this, but you will get a retest either of here that you can sell or a retest up here, which you can sell. So you can either sell the retest on the breakdown, or if you're super scared, short it here. When this low breaks, we're for sure going down. If we come down below the zone, retest, and dump through this low, it's going further down. So that's the ultimate safe sell right there. On the break of this low, this is a little bit more aggressive, but to me, this is good confirmation. And then shorting it up here is very aggressive. Fucking hate, there's got to be a better way to delete shit, I'm sure. But anyway, so market structure wise, it's like meh right now, to be honest with you. As long as this low holds here, 6,370, as long as this kind of area holds here, no reason why we can't make another up move and take out these highs. But nothing is happening unless we get a 6818 close on the daily. That's the only way we're going higher, okay? And if we get a daily close below 6,370, we're going lower. Simple as that. Don't care about any news. I don't care about what anyone says. These are my thoughts. This is what I'm going to act upon. Whatever you choose to do, you know, fucking do. But stick to your plan. If you had this order block marked out and you say, hey, when it touches the order block, it's a buy, fucking do it. Put the fucking trade on. One of the biggest things people have issues with is actually entering the trade. They won't pull the trigger. So I'm telling you, a lot of people had this order block marked and were impatient and bought it here when they should have bought it here. You know, and the same people are going to do it again on the next touch. They say, oh, well, no, it didn't make a higher high, so I'm not going to buy it here. But if you would have just bought on the touch of this order block every time, yeah, you were underwater for a bit, but you could have sold in profit, right? Touched here, rebounded up, touched here, rebounded up. Like any time it touched it, you could have just bought and you would have been in the money. You know, this is a daily chart. If we're in a daily bullish area, can we not look for daily order block or lower time frame order blocks to buy on? Of course, right? So you could have zoomed in and you could have said, okay, well, there's an order block right here. You could have just bought on that retrace. And yeah, it's not a huge trade, but everything is relative to time frame, right? If you bought it here, your stop goes below the lows and you're targeting the old highs. So your first target would be here. Second target would be these highs up here. So it looks simple when I talk you through it in hindsight, but the thing is you need to start marking this shit on your chart and applying it in real time. Stick to your fucking plan, you know, and fucking go with it. For me, if you can get a long down here, that's great RR, and if you can get a short up here, that's good RR. If we get a daily close to either one of these levels, a big move is going to precede it. There's one other area I think that we might short that might turn price away before we get up here. But to be honest, we get a close through here that would be relatively bullish. We get a close down through here that's going to be very bearish. So that's kind of all I got. So I'll open the floor up for any questions here. Oh, I sound so gross. So I'm going to get caught up on reading through the chat here. How many Discords am I in? Like 10,000. Don't invite me anymore. Do you have any open positions? I mean, I'm always long Bitcoin because I own Bitcoin. Currently, I am not in the trade. What up, Edward? Zero, it's always posted. I don't really care. Everyone who's sick of this lack of volatility, like I said, go trade another market, man. There's opportunities to be made elsewhere. You don't have to just trade crypto. You Gucci Mayne's Canadian financial advisor. Sure. I represent Wu-Tang Capital. That's Chappelle Show joke for anyone who gets it. What up, Mayne? Never missed a stream. Appreciate you, Crypto Cardi. I am always sick. If anyone's got some fucking life hacks on how to not be sick, I need to get a better diet and I need to fucking get more vitamins, I think. So if anyone has tips on that, feel free to DM me. Should I wait until 3K? I mean, sure. Listen to people on Twitter say they seem to be trading at a high strike rate lately. What up, Crypto Chris? Chillin'. Get well soon. Appreciate it. Go Grizzlies indeed. I just saw the Raptors play Portland here in Vancouver. It was so fun, man. I wish we had a team here. It's kind of sad that we don't. Very exciting to see Kawhi in a Raptors uniform, though, even though it might only be 1 year. Fuck. Yeah, don't wait till it drop to new lows, man. Maybe we're gonna go make some relatively new highs. Just play the price action. Don't have a bias. Eliminate the bias completely. This is gonna be a hell of a fight. I'm very excited. Okay, hopefully that was answered. There will never be a swearing jar because I swear like a fucking sailor. How are you going to be this good? Oh, that's not nice. A ball can't fall through the ground, right? Well, that's when trading gives you a big fuck you. Do whatever you want. I did that. Going to be more like skipping a rock soon, hopefully. I think more people are starting to drain into alts. Some have pumped a bit, but that flow out of Bitcoin might be what makes the bottom drop out, which will decimate the alts. I don't know about that specifically, but I do know that there is so much hope in the market. And here, hope kind of made sense because we were like, oh shit, we took out a significant swing high. Like this was a swing high that we broke and then we continued up. It's like that, okay, I can understand some bearishness. Same with here, right? We took out these swing highs on the way up. Sure, right? But like on 7,300, like we didn't take out any significant swing highs really. And then we dumped off. And now everyone is so hype. And it's like, dude, we've moved $400, right? Like everyone's making it seem like we just had a $2,000 ripper. Like we moved like less than $1,000. So it's just funny how, dead the market seems these days. And, who knows though, we could go up. But it just seems like everyone's very bullish. And, like I said, my plan is very clear. High time frame close through here looks good. High time frame close through here looks really bad. It's trading is easy when you keep it simple. I don't try and guess if this is accumulation or distribution. I don't. I just play the levels that are there, right? Strong like Olga, sure. Currently, volume is very low. We need volume to come in order to support the bull or bear dom. I don't pay attention to volume at all. Maybe if you guys notice, I never have volume on my chart. Not something I feel like is necessary for me. Some people, like Howlin here, use volume very well. Any other bubbles you've seen that defend an OB consistently like this? I mean, I'm relatively young. I haven't seen a ton of bubbles happen, but go look at any altcoin chart. It looks the exact same when you zoom out. It's a market cycle. Why are you always sick? Take some vitamins. I feel like I'm not always sick. I haven't been sick in like a while, but yeah, I need some vitamins. Like I said, if you guys know good vitamins and good diet shit, fucking hit me up. I think most of the guys that bought in Q3 of 2017 have sold off. What are left are the holders that bought the top and haven't capitulated yet. Maybe they won't. Maybe. I don't try and guess. I'm trying to flex the undo skills ineffectively. This is porn. I hope you watch better porn than hearing my fucking sick-ass Canadian voice talk. And I mean sick as in I'm sick, not it is sick. Appreciate that you love it there, shove it. Crypto Nachi, just DM me, bro. I'll get you the Discord. You are all correct. It's a breaker. Thanks, man. Got to get back to work. Caught some keynotes. Happy to hear. All right. So, yeah, Flood was bullish. I was bullish for a time as well. Like, I disagree with how he was tweeting at that time. Like, but that was euphoria that he was experiencing. He was in a trade. He was up a lot of money. It's easy to get euphoric in those instances, but I'm telling you, Flood understands risk management better than anyone I know in the crypto space. Like, and that's period. That's it. So for anyone to think that just because Flood was super bullish, going into, whatever this was, you think he held this trade and didn't cash out and he held it all the way down here and got wrecked? Of course not. First of all, he had a calculated amount of his risk in the trade, and I'm pretty sure Flood uses a large stack and low leverage. I'm not 100% sure, but that's how I imagine someone who has a large trading stack would trade. You don't need a ton of leverage. You can use or you use cross leverage, something like that. But I guarantee you, if he was long here and uber bullish, he had to stop here at 6,800. So he caught the move from 6,100. Yeah, he didn't sell it at 7,300, but he sold it at 6,800. It's still a great trade. And I'm telling you, he understands risk better than me and better than a lot of people. So I don't think he lost a ton of money on that. He just didn't get as much profit as he could have. So I get that it's easy to hate on the guy because he has a lot of followers and he posts some very, matter-of-fact statements. But at the bottom of the day, the guy's a real trader. He has a huge stack for a reason. He's extremely intelligent and he has a deep understanding of risk management. So hate on him if you want. He's a smart guy who puts out a lot of good content for the community. So no beef with me here. He got euphoric there. I fucking longed up here too, guys. But I cut it here because I can flip and then I short it because it's possible as a trader to flip your bias. It's magic. At any instant. You guys are dumb. Shorts at all-time high. They're going to squeeze you motherfuckers. Price down. Anyways, like I said, I'm not trying to hate on Flood at all. I think the guy's extremely intelligent and understands risk very well. How do you determine your zone? It's called an order block. You got to go watch my old videos to get that. Yeah, but you are correct here, Joel. A lot of people prefer to long Bitcoin instead of short it. There's nothing wrong with that because generally longing Bitcoin and acquiring more Bitcoin has been the smart thing to do. Sure, it's been good to short Bitcoin, for the last 6 months, but for the last 6 years, it's been a whole lot more profitable buying. So a guy like Flood is continually buying and selling and increasing his stack of Bitcoin. I would like to see that, Ice Baby. Sometimes close above 50% or above the whole block, but not the whole candle to respect that. Gotta wait, continue to be a trend, right? I'm not sure I completely understand your question. If a candle closes through the 50%, to me, the level is broken. Maybe the market maker is watching. I doubt it very much. Yeah, it's about a close, not the wick. You calling me stupid? Nah, never. I mean, it looks the exact same, bro. Sure. Crypto crazy. What did I say when I meant close not wick? Blah, blah. Chris, close 50% good. You have me confused with someone else. Finding correct OB is so difficult. Look for order blocks near key support and resistance levels. It's that easy. That's the biggest thing people are missing. Yeah, everything starts with finding support and resistance level, and then you look for order blocks around those levels. But yeah, the biggest battle is the psychology. It's patience and waiting, and then actually having the nuts to fucking step in front of a down candle. Because when you're buying, right, you don't buy here. You don't buy here. You buy on these down candles. So when you have 4 days of selling and huge red down candles, you got to have the nuts to put an order in here. That's hard. And that's what a lot of people won't do. Never done an Elliott wave in my life. We had a higher low, but not a higher high before we dump from the 8K area. Yeah, exactly. That would be called bearish market structure. Oh, God, there's so many of these fucking things. God. Jesus Christ, so many of these fucking comments. I don't know if I'm gonna read all these guys. Official market structure formation, meh. Yeah, write that shit down, Adam. Thoughts on the 3-day OB at 6.8, 6 or 7K? I mean, I have that level already here. So sure, maybe there's another one. I don't know which one you're talking about, but I have that level here, which is basically the exact same level as you're talking about. How many times tested make a block irrelevant? That's not, it can be infinite. Just look at the whole start of this video where I talk about the 50%. Thank you, Sweaty Blue Balls. You have a super sexy name. You're talking about the 2D breaker? Maybe. 68 coming would be the third time. How do you identify candles which define the order blocks? Michael, you gotta go watch the start of this video and every other free video I've done. I go over this shit 100 times. Or go watch ICT, who I learned how to do order blocks from. This is a weekly order block level. This is an order block. Up candle before the down move. I've just marked that level out. That's where that level comes from. How do you determine the range or a zone? I mean, dude, you got to go watch some of my old videos. I can't just a range, right? After we have an expansive move, fuck, I'm in a good mood today. When you have an expansive move, boom, huge down move, I mark the low and then the high. That is your range. Okay, boom, we're in a range. When we closed above the range, we went higher, and then we're back in the range. So that's how I mark a range. If you want to learn how to mark order blocks and my zones, you got to go watch my earlier videos or watch ICT because I've gone over that shit so many times. I've also posted an infographic image on my Twitter. Just type in Trader TMTA tips, Trader Mayne TA tips as a hashtag, and you'll see all my educational charts. How much leverage do I use? I'm in Canada, so the maximum leverage I can use is 50x that I know of. Laurel's message has been retracted, so I don't know. Keto or not, I don't know. All I think I know about keto is that it's only meat, if I'm right. But tell me more, man. I need to know more about vitamins and diet. I have no knowledge of that shit. First of all, fuck RSI. Second of all, I don't trade a lot of coins outside of Bitcoin. I trade ETH and I trade Ripple occasionally. Just the big cap ones on BitMEX or Bitfinex. I don't really fuck around with altcoins. I have like a LBC, a library coin bag from fucking like forever, like 6 or 7 months I've been holding it. I don't like trading those shit coins. Maybe I miss out on the 1,000Xers, but you know, I'm making just fine money doing it the way I do. Not something I really do. Some of them are looking bullish. A lot of them are forming a higher low after making a higher high, which is bullish. But if Bitcoin dumps, every coin is going with it. Life hack, short wheat and dairy for less sick days. Shrek, DM me if you've got diet tips, bro. I'm serious. Any tuts. I watch ICT stuff, watch my stuff. I have tons of YouTube videos. I've got over 10 on here. Watch Crypto Cred, watch Trader SZ. If you had cash, would you just dollar cost average into Bitcoin and then trade the price action? Personally, I'm sitting a large portion of my funds in fiat, and then I'm going to buy Bitcoin when I think it's cheap. I mean, if you're a long-term investor, anywhere in the 6,000s, to me, 2 years from now is going to be a great investment for the next bull run. But if you're looking just to make you can trade with dollars, right, on Bitfinex with 3-to-1 leverage, you know, with holding USD the entire time. So it really depends. I don't understand how your portfolio is structured, so it's very hard for me to tell you, you know, what you should be doing with it, and I'm not interested in telling you what to do with it either. You know, have a portion of your funds on BitMEX that you trade if that's what you want to do. Go watch one of my old videos or rewind in this video, bro. I described it in this video. How much do you think about market analysis and whether Bitcoin is an accumulation now? I don't know if Bitcoin is an accumulation. I don't care. I'm just trading the live price action. And market analysis, I don't know what you mean by that. So I don't really know. Kazanomics, for as much as I think he can be overly emotional and attack people, he's one of the very first people that taught me about trading and put me on the direction of the law of attraction and just shit about the universe that I never would have looked into if it were not for him. So as much as I know he hates me now because he's said that to me in the DMs, and I like the guys, you know, or I appreciate and am grateful for having met him at that time in my life because I think he changed my life for the better. Once you make the template, right? Once you make it how you want it, you just click this button and you hit save as. Barry, everything that you do on the daily and the 4 hour, you can apply on the 15-minute and the 5-minute, right? So if I have a 15-minute order block here, right, that we retested, on the 5-minute chart, on the 1-minute chart even, right, I can say, okay, well, this is a 1-minute breaker right here, right? And you could say, okay, well, this is a breaker, right? Because it's an up candle that causes a down move that takes out this stop, and we're near a 15-minute bullish zone. So 1 minute should be bullish if the 15-minute is bullish. So then you could just buy that. And where's your risk, right? Your risk is right here. And you target old highs. So first you target these highs, then these highs, then these highs. You keep zooming out for more targets, right? Next targets are these highs. And then boom, look. You know, so that's an entry on the 1-minute chart using the 15-minute as my higher time frame. Works the exact same. Again, go back earlier in my video, bro. I've gone over order blocks so many times. ICT is who taught me. If you want to learn, go check out his videos. Because I want to buy it cheaper. They all work together, and I think they're very similar. Order blocks to me are very much like supply-demand zones. But support and resistance is key because you can't do anything until you know where the good support and resistance are. I think the dollar is bearish. The dollar is bearish to me long term. I just used the 50%. I don't know. Fuck around with the 0.78. Maybe you'll find something. Only 20 likes. Yeah, that is sad. On the D1, there's a bullish order block from June 28th. Will we technically need a D1 close below the EQ of that to confirm new yearly lows? I mean, maybe. I mean, it's impossible to say, yes, this is what's going to happen. We're going to have new yearly lows. Recency matters in price action, right? So as much as there might be a daily order block back in June here, right? This one is what you're talking about. This one is more recent. So this is the first one I'm going to watch. And then sure, then I'll watch this one, right? You can mark that one too, but we're not near there yet. But this could be a level to watch on the way down. 5988, sure. But if we get below this level, I think we're going to go below this level too. But who knows? Recency matters. On the weekly, why would you say we're in a store for a big expansion given the tightness of the range? Because when the range is tightening, right, what happens? Price moves very simply, right? You have consolidation, expansion, consolidation, right? Consolidation, expansion, consolidation. So when the range is tightening, usually expansion, one way or another, is coming next. More veggies, no junk food. Can you DM this to me? Because I'm serious about this shit. DM me about that. What is interesting is the B-vol. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. What was the hashtag for your educational content again? It's hashtag TM for Trader Mayne, TA tips. TMTA tips. I think I want Ripple to crash just so all the fuckers on my timeline who are annoying as fuck can get dumped on. But we'll see. Fiat? Do you guys call it Fiat? I don't fucking know. Do you use any indicators? No. Cut sugars. Please DM me this fucking diet shit. I'm serious. All right. Kaz and I had a falling out. I don't need to go into it. Only eat in a 12-hour window. Adam, DM me, please. Any thoughts on bots? I have a friend named Fibonacci on Twitter. I've shouted him out before. He makes a bot that I actually use. I don't use it to make my trades for me, but I use it as Confluence for my manual trades. So if I'm gonna recommend a bot, it would be his. Because a lot of people are so shit at trading. You'd be better off just following moving average crosses. But at the end of the day, people want to be day traders. They want to be millionaires. And so they overtrade themselves to broke. When in reality, if you would have just followed moving averages, it would have been best. Okay, I'm done here now, guys. I got to go. What time frame do you use for trading? Is that the question you're asking? So I use the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. Sometimes I'll use the 1 hour. I never look at volume. Okay, guys, good stream. Hopefully it won't be so long until the next one. If you got any questions, hit me up in the DMs, whatever. But yeah, Adam, DM me about the diet shit. I'm interested. All right, guys, been good chatting. Hopefully you learned something. Trader Mayne, signing off.